see an autumn leaf on the windshield. I'd find a pine cone. I'd watch a flock of birds sway back and forth in the pre-morning light. And all of a sudden, she's right there, telling me to enjoy life's wonders. This is a letter by her father and stepmother, John and Miranda Franklin. I and Miranda first met Jolene for a few hours in August of 2006, but didn't begin to know her until she came to Oklahoma for our wedding in October that year. She had had such fun when we went shopping for her wedding clothing, girly to the max. The morning of the wedding, a friend drove us to Dillard's to get our makeup on for the day. As we talked back and forth during the drive, Jolene made several insightful comments. At one point, my friend Annette exclaimed, "That was just what I needed to hear today." They say a wedding is for the bride. It was a special time for me, but Jolene's ratings almost stole the show. Jolene came for a longer stay a year ago, and she and John and I became better acquainted. I found that what was creative, insightful, and somewhat whimsical, she was struggling in some areas with her relationship with God and with the church. She attended on Sunday evening church service with us and was really ministered to by two of the women that were there. She felt very loved and accepted that night. The other strong memory from that time is of the tender nurturing side of Jolene. My children and newborn grandson were staying with us, and Jolene spent as much time caring for Michael as she could. By the time she left, she was feeling fairly confident in taking care of him. Jolene came back into John's life in 2006, and they began the process of knowing each other all over again. During two of Jolene's visits to Oklahoma, Jolene was able to make the 4-hour trip to Idabel to see her grandmother, Edith. It was a special time for them as well. Jolene had this ritual she did with John. She would come up and rub the tip of his nose with her forefinger. He would rub the tip of her nose, and they would both giggle, and Jolene would act silly. She spent lots of time catching up on hugs with her daddy. Writing letters was difficult for Jolene, so the cards she created and the notes she sent to her daddy are very special and will be treasured. And the last one is by her grandmother, Edith Bruner. This is Jaren and Jolene were here June 6, 2006. Don and Johnita Bruner entertained them with their activities at Beaver's Bend Park, north of Broken Bow. And then on February 10, 2007, she returned with John and Miranda as a surprise visit. She was a lovely, sweet granddaughter. I am very thankful, also grateful that we had time together and that pictures were taken. Her last words to me, "Grandma, I love you. I want to come again. We shall meet in heaven with a blessing for you." Bonnie's going to come to you and share some of her poems that she wrote.
Two of those poems, one is called A Love Song by Jolene Franklin. Love your Lord as brightly as the sun shines in the day. Love him in everything, good or bad. Love him. Love your Lord, for he is always there. Rejoice, rejoice. Love the Lord your light. Love your Lord, for he is your sunshine, when the gray clouds of sin and earthly desires overshadow you. Rejoice. I say rejoice in your Lord today. The other poem is called Running to Daddy. Daddy, I say, as I run to you, you squeeze me in a big, squishy hug. I look into your face, full of wonder and love. In your arms I find a home. You comfort me with loving words. You tell me that I'm all right and no harm shall come. I close my eyes. You cover me with a soft cloud and sing me to sleep with a lullaby. O little one, you shall find peace in me. Revelation 14:13 says, Then I heard a voice from heaven say, Write, blessed are the dead who die in the Lord from now on. Yes, says the Spirit, and they will rest from their labor, for their deeds will follow them. and then John chapter 14, verses 1 through 6. I'll read following the CD, describing what Jolene is experiencing now. The song is If You Could See Me.